what we have here is a painting that I started, and I've done all the blocking in with acrylics, and the acrylics I've used is the Acrylic Interactive, and now we're going to go over, and instead of completing it in acrylics, I'm going to go ahead now and complete it in oils. And I'll show you my palette. And my palette is what I've got on here now is the titanium white. I've got cadmium red, ultramarine blue, cadmium yellow, and cadmium orange. And we're going to go over, and we're going to do the sky area first. And these are just it's unfinished. We'll do the sky when we come back, and then we'll finish all the detailing, but I'll leave the detailing to first. So let's go over, and I'll set up into the sky, and then we can go through from there further. Right, now the first thing that I'm going to do before we carry on, seeing that this is your acrylics, we're going over to oils. We're going to do a process now what we call oiling in. In other words, I'm going to take my oil medium and spread it right across this whole area as a nice base for the oil to onto here. We can go straight away, but what happens, you can have your dull patches and your shiny patches, but with the oil on it, you don't have any dull patches. So I'm going to all that. It's also it's a nice support for the oils. The oils will also go nice and smoothly over this. So from here, I've got that nice background. Let's do the bottom area. Get it all nicely covered. And after this, we're good to go. Give it a nice wipe through. Right, now we have some nice even coverage. And I just have that there full of medium when I need it. And now we're going to mix up some color. I'm going to take some of the yellow. And let's go over a little bit on the bright side, so let's take a bit more orange into here, make it slightly a light layer across here. The sun is going to be behind in this particular area. Give it a little bit more of an orangey tinge, slightly pinky. Put a bit of a glaze across the top. This part here has got a nice glow into it. So let's put that glow in. A bit darker on this side. A tiny touch of blue in there to dull it down a little bit. See, a little touch more, a little bit too much goes brown. Make it a little bit brighter than we've got than that we have there in the photograph. And I'm going to copy it completely. We're going to have some nice brighter colors. Blend some of that into here. So I'm doing the blending this way, that way, this way, that way. This technique is a nice way of blending. Need some of that on the top here. Nice merging. See what I'm doing? I'm letting some of the acrylic shine through. Once you've got your acrylic base, you don't want to get rid of it completely. You need it's there as a backup. Smooth that away. Because the acrylic was done very rough. There's no detailing being done at all. The detailing has been left for the final, and even now I'm not going to go completely into detailing. So I'm going to make a little bit of the dark cloud color. Let's try that up here. A nice purple color. First get the base, then we'll start adding some of the nice finer nuances in the clouds. Be a little bit darker. A little bit more blue. Too purple. That softly into this area. I'm just adding a more colorful here because I want the contrasting of the lighter color and the darker silhouette of the palm trees to show up, and this is where the sun is setting in this area, but it's slightly different time of the day than on the original photograph. That nice little blending. It'll shine through here, a little bit here, because it's brighter, then gradually disappears into this area. Make this a bit darker. Just want to turn this down a little bit further. Otherwise it's too much of a 1, 2, 3 stripe. So I want to darken this one, forcing your eye into this area here. It's too light, your eye also goes to this area. So this one a little bit as well. That's better, so the eye is more into that area now. Right, I've got another brush here which I'm going to now just smooth this out before we touch some of the other. I've got a soft filbert brush, synthetic hair, and I'm just going to just run it across like flat-wise. I should have done the lighter areas first and then moved over into the darker areas. So let's smooth that out. Because what I'm doing is, otherwise you're carrying the darker areas into the light areas. Right, now I can smooth that out. I'm holding my brush as flat as possible. If you leave it too much of an angle towards you this way, what happens, this edge will make a mark across there. You see like that, you can see that little edge. Hold it flat. Let's get that out. So when you hold it flat, it's less likely to get that edge onto here. Now, there's a nice smooth sky. I don't want to put too much detail in. Should I put it this way? I don't want too much impasto type ruggedness there. I want that smooth in the background and keep the impasto for this side here. So you've got more. It gives you that depth. Otherwise, you've got impasto style here and impasto in there. You tend to bring this one closer instead of keeping it back towards the back. Just get that little line away. Is what it. I think that's good enough there for that one. Or maybe we can add a little touch more orange glow into here. I'll add that in very gradual. You've got all the others except for some of the orange. Just to warm up this area a bit. So let's add a little bit here. Let's flat across here. Let's warm this up a bit. Putting it on very lightly. Glad to get some of that away. Oops. There's some mark there. Let's flatten that out. I don't want a brush mark in there. Just check for any other brush marks. It looks like they've gone. Okay, so let's start going along with the background. Smaller brush. Put a little bit of medium. A touch of white there, let's see. I want this a little bit lighter in here. Give it that far away look. Must be a little bit more bluey. More on the bluey grey side. Okay, it gives you some nice distance. Let's check for this. Can be a little bit more blue. More blue purple. Now we've got that sharp edge of the back, so here I need a sharp line. Very sharp line against the bright light. It mustn't be hazy. It can be hazy towards here where the actual sun is, but further on the side mustn't be hazy at all. Just glazing that over this bit here. A sharper edge along here. Sun is there. Don't make this too much of a straight line. You need to have some bit of movement along. Light and dark, loud and soft. You have your music, you always have some places where it goes louder, other places where it goes softer. It's never one tone all the way Like our song used to be, Jimmy, one note. So let's keep some places could be slightly straight, and then give it a bit of a sharper line. It disappeared there into the sea. Bring some more of this colour in here. There we have that nice sharp line. Here I'm going to fuzz that a little bit where the sun is just going down. So to do that, come back to this brush, and I'm going to use a circular motion with the tip of the brush. Just bringing that light haze that you have over the top. Have a bit, and to phase this a little bit further back into here, softly. As a background, so I'm going to have another little mountain here. I'm going to put that one here. It's going to be a little bit more darker, but I'm going to have a touch of yellow into it to give that ever so slight greeny effect. Let's check it. There's vegetation in the background, and give a bit of a shine. Those mountains there far away. So still against the light, very little detail. A few little darker areas. Especially along the top. we've got that little house, but we also don't want to have too much, want to have it too detailed. It's in the still a bit against the light. So let's see. Just giving a hint of some buildings, just a tiny hint, and a little bit more of the slightly lighter color across here. Too light, so I need to tone that down a bit. Get a nice purple, dark purple, and I'm going to add a little touch of yellow into it. Tiny little touch. It's more blue. And that'll get it more to the black side. But too red. Vegetation in the front. I'll add some highlights on as we're going along. Still against the light, so you're not going to see too much. Even that is a little bit too bright, but we leave it. It's coming closer, so you could very well see something like that. Okay, so I think what we can do now is to start putting in the hint of the palm trees. So get myself a nice little filbert brush, and I needed a bit more on the liquid side, so let's add a tiny bit of medium into there, not too much, just to make it nice and less viscous. So let's see. What I've done is I've flat this side, and let's thin that side. So I'm going to use like the cutting edge. Let's come back here to where the trees were. I've got more or less, one was down here. I'll just put a little one I think it's easier to use the rigger brush. and use it sideways. So almost a little bit too wet. Let's do something else. Let's run this one. Twisting the brush as I'm going down. Always come back later and darken up where it's been mixed. I just had a little bit too much medium in when I did the other side there. Another thing one is going to look out for is the spacing. I'm going to put another one sort of across here. I'm going to put another little loner slightly far away across here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll wait until this one is a bit drier. We've got more tacky, and then we'll add all the leaves to it. So I think at the moment what one can do is, now that this has become a little, there's still a little bit I still want to do here, but I want to get this a little bit more tacky before I come into this side here. So let's work a little bit here on the sea. Or maybe I can do a little touch there. Get this one here. And I'm going to very gently add a few of those other little clouds are sort of that stick up here half behind the mist as shown there in the photograph. Don't want to sort of get too much into that area. More scumbling this in here than anything else. Some in here as well, so let's scumble some of this. Some of these loose clouds. This gives a little bit of texture. Keep it more to the top area here than down below. This top area is actually where you got that what they call the canopy effect, where the ground disappears to the horizon and above you down. In other words, looking sideways, you got that. If this is the horizon, you're looking here, and then you're looking down that end there. That canopy effect. All these little loose clouds that run along. It's not easy to put them in when this is when it's too wet. It needs to get tacky a little bit. I need a little bit more blue. My blue is running out. The ultramarine blue. Let's give it here, a little touch of red into it. Some of it off. second. Dark along the top. Okay, right, I think that's enough there for the sky at the moment.